Hello and welcome to Fox Sports Lab AFL Round 2. Chiefs here joining us. We're going to just quickly recap. It's 9-7 in the tipping. That's enough out of you, Chief. Let's move to the Cats. Can't believe it. Oh, I'm falling behind already. We're going to kick it off, Chief. Big game this one. The Saints and Collingwood. Collingwood conceded last week 78 points from turnover, so their worst result under Fly McRae. So, on the other hand, the Saints, they were number one ball team movement last year and they moved pretty well down at Geelong's Cattery and didn't get the chocolates. But how are you seeing this one playing out?
I reckon this is one of the toughest games of the weekend to pick because Collingwood are favourites, but you wonder if they're a fake favourite the way they're playing. They're not moving the ball well. I don't know who's getting the goals for them. There's no connection with the ball going forward. And the biggest issue they've got, Dicko, is no one in the midfield apart from Nick Dacos is getting their hands on the pill. He just keeps chalking up his 30-plus possessions every week. De Goey's been down, and that's really hurting them. I'm giving them one last chance, the Pies. I'm sticking my neck out. I'm going for them because I fell in love with them last year. But I'll tell you what, that love affair is going to be over pretty quick if they go 0-3.
Yeah, I'm going the Pies as well. Not a last chance, but the Saints, I did their game last week. They were impressive. And the young kid, Darcy Wilson, was, the running man. And then you got Henry's come in and made an impact. So they've actually got some really good nucleus to continue with that ball movement through the middle. So they might trouble the Pies a little bit, wouldn't you think?
So why are you going Collingwood then?
Because I'm in love with Collingwood and I'm thinking a reigning premier to lose 3 on the trot is just unheard of. So I'm not that in love with St Kilda, put it that way. Adelaide and Geelong, danger, highest rated player on the ground against the Saints last week. So he hit the ground running. He loves a fresh start to a season. And also when he was in the centre bounce, +7 in terms of the Cats. But when he wasn't there, it was -2. So we know what impact he has. So the Crows, they had a late charge to the Giants as well. But this one's a line ball for me.
Yeah, it is. The great thing about the Crows is they get Tex back. So I think him coming back into that lineup at home against the Cats gives them a really good opportunity. As you say, they came hard at the Suns last week, gave them a little bit of a scare, but the Suns at home look like a pretty good team this year. It's going to be interesting. I get concerned when Geelong need Danger to put in one of his best to get them over the line. There's not enough people sharing the workload there. So a few little doubts about them. It took them a long time to shake off St Kilda. I'm not sure about the quality of the Cats in 2024 and how far they're going to go. I know Adelaide didn't win last week, but with Tex back and at home at the Adelaide Oval, I'm tipping the Crows.
Yeah, I'm going with the Crows as well. But last week, 0 points from stoppages in the first 3 quarters, and then we know what they did in the last. It was 26 from stoppages.
Yep.
So I think, their first game of the year just blew some cobwebs out, so I'm tipping Adelaide as well. Sydney and Essendon, Sydney, give them credit. They started like a train here at the moment, and Essendon got over our Hawkers last week. But Archie Perkins, I think you mentioned him last week, number 1 rated player on the ground, so he had his best numbers. Sydney, it's hard to tip against them, though, Bung, after their first 2 rounds.
It is. Look, the Bombers had a win, but the worrying thing for me, if I was a Bombers supporter, is we're playing a bottom team in Hawthorn. If the Hawks had a kick straight, we would have been in all sorts of trouble because they blew so many opportunities. And even though they won by 4 goals, they had half a dozen less scoring shots than the Hawks did. Plus, James Sicily had, one of his worst days that he can remember in recent times. So it wasn't an impressive win by the Bombers. They got the points. That's all that matters. Yeah. Apparently, they're not that concerned about wins when you listen to Brad Scott talk. I don't know if I'm a Bomber supporter if I want to hear that. But Sydney at home at the SCG, they're flying. I mean, what about Isaac Heaney now as that full-time mid, just chalking up 25 or 30 possessions a week and dominating? They reckon he's got 6 Brownlow votes. Goulden and Warner alongside him. They look very, very well equipped. Blakey off the halfback. I like him.
I'm going to steal your line from Sunday. Heaney, meeny, miny, mo, Brownlow. That's what you said.
Good one.
Yeah, good one. So I'm going with the Swatties as well. Let's have a look at the other feature game. So it's the Doggies and Gold Coast. So Dimmer, we know they're flying, but how disappointing with the Doggies. They had 37 tackles, their worst result for about 5 years. So the pressure wasn't on at all. So are you tipping the Suns to keep it going?
Yeah, this is a tough one too. I'm worried about the Dogs from a number of perspectives. They didn't want to kick the ball to anyone other than Jamari Ugle-Hagan going forward. That concerns me a little bit. When you've got weapons up there, you've got to use them and not just be a little bit one-dimensional. Mind you, I think he's going to develop into a top liner, but Norton has to be used more. I mean, he's a great weapon up there, so they've got to get a better balance. I don't know if they bring Darcy into the side in place of Lobb, but he's been knocking down the door with goals in the twos. What do you make the Suns? Yeah, 2 home wins, terrific. Can they do it away from home? I'm not convinced. I think I'm going to go with the Bulldogs to kick off their season with a win at home.
Yeah, they're a different outfit at home, the Doggies. So, like you said, Gold Coast on the travel. It doesn't matter how good you started the season at home. That's always a big test for them. So I'm going the Doggies as well. Let's quickly whip through the other ones. So North and Freo, Chief?
I think this is a danger game for Freo, a genuine danger game. They were terrific last week, and I think there'll be a natural coming down off that performance. They got some injuries, particularly down back. They've got to travel over to Melbourne. They're only facing North, who I don't particularly rate. Apologies to North fans, but they just still look a little light on for me. I have to tip Freo off the back of last week's win, but it wouldn't surprise me if North take it up to them.
Yeah, I'm going Freo as well. You got a fever? You actually said, I apologise. I've never heard that in 20 years. The Hawks in Melbourne?
Melbourne.
Yep. Richmond, Port?
Port Adelaide, I think. I don't like the way the Tigers are playing. They're battling a bit. So I think Port are still a good team.
Yeah, I'm the same with Port and West Coast and the Giants.
I think I'll go the Giants there.
Well, that leads into the big call. Let's round it out. My big call is actually that game. So Jesse Hogan's got 10 in 2 games.
Yep.
I'm predicting he'll have 20 in 3. So I've got him actually on the bet up. 6+ goals is 5.25. That's money for old Rope in my book.
He's coming up against Barris and McGovern.
Yes, Jesse is Superman right now. Take that Giants thing off. He's got a big S on his chest. That's my big call. I think 6+ from Hogan.
All right, keeping the goals as a theme. I spoke about North being the danger game. Freo, injuries down back, no gun key defender. I think Nick Larkey can get half a dozen plus.
The Suv Larkey.
Correct. I think this is part of the scare that North's going to give Freo, because if they can get enough ball forward, he's going to run amok.
All right, love it. Chief, appreciate your time, and I look forward to tallying up and getting ahead of you in the tips 9-7 as we run. All the best for the weekend.
Look forward to it.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.